Hey there, internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Wrestling Wednesday, and boy did Backlash suck. Apart from the saving grace of the opening Intercontinental Championship match between the Miz and Seth Rollins, the rest of that show was just abysmal. Man, I was so disappointed in how that all played out. How quickly it just ran off a cliff. There was such great promise in there. The Miz and Seth Rollins match had a lot of great back and forth, some great false finishes, great in-ring psychology and all that stuff, and then just boom, right off a cliff. The Nia Jax Women's Championship match, I think Alexa Bliss got too much offense in there, and the whole be a star thing afterwards rings false when you have Corey Graves kind of bickering and bullying his fellow commentators on the mic the whole night. You have bullying being a routine thing in the WWE for storyline purposes. So coming out here and doing kind of that little plug for their anti-bullying stuff just didn't ring true, and was a little kind of a shoehorned in there. The United States Championship match was pretty dull, and given that you had Matt Hardy, high-flying, exciting Matt Hardy in that match, I kind of chalk that up to Randy Orton. Nothing of this match really felt pay-per-view worthy. The SmackDown Women's match between Carmella and Charlotte, I think having Carmella win clean was the wrong call here, because you've set up Charlotte as the big... She was the one who ended Asuka's streak, so to have her here a month on, losing to Carmella with no interference and no kind of heelish tactics or anything like that, that was just a weird call. I'm guessing they're setting Charlotte up for a 4 horsewomen thing, since you had news of the 2 MMA horsewomen that aren't in WWE yet, so the not Shayna Baszler and the not Ronda Rousey. They showed up at the Performance Center for training, so I imagine we're setting up for a SummerSlam feud between the 4 horsewomen of MMA and the 4 horsewomen of the WWE, led by Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. But yeah, paying off. So that'll be a nice little payoff to their little teased fight of the Mae Young Classic stuff, but still to not have kind of Charlotte with the momentum of the WWE Championship and losing clean to Carmella here just rubs me the wrong way. Daniel Bryan versus Cass. I was surprised to see Daniel Bryan, them actually give him the win here over Big Cass, given how much they enjoy their big sweaty men. But it was a good call. I don't think we needed to see kind of the feud continuing on past this. Let Daniel Bryan go off against somebody else and let Big Cass go off against somebody else. But then they really lost me, and they legitimately lost me here when the WWE Championship was played on the card with at least 2 matches to go. That was I was like, the Universal title is nowhere to be found, so why the fuck is the biggest belt you have going on here in the middle of the show instead of going on last? Fuck you. And then it was a bigger fuck you because it was all more about dick kicks and dick punches and stuff, and we got another stupid no finish in this no DQ match due to both wrestlers kicking each other in the nuts. So I legitimately turned the pay-per-view off at that point. I was like, nope. I don't give a shit about the Strowman Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn thing, because they didn't either. They threw that in with 0 build, just to put some of those people on the card, and then you also had the Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns being the topper of the night. And as much as I love Samoa Joe and as much as I love Braun Strowman, I had no interest in supporting WWE with the bad shit-tastic booking that they'd kind of given us up to that point, apart from the Intercontinental Championship match, which was the only saving grace of the whole pay-per-view. Maybe the long, drawn-out segment with Elias and the New Day and Rusev Day and No Hey Jose Day, blah, all that, and then the glorious DDT from Bobby Roode. But even that was just hey, now that we're doing only one pay-per-view, we got to figure out some way to get everybody else on the show. So here's all the mid-card talent in a sequence. Whoop-de-doo. But yeah, the fact that they put on the WWE Championship, the fact that it ended in such a shitty finish, I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I kept an eye on Twitter afterwards and saw that I probably made the right call in that Strowman Lashley didn't really seem to have anything worthwhile, and then Joe Reigns was fucking Reigns overcoming the odds. So fuck that noise. Fuck the whole cliff that Backlash just jumped off of after that wonderful Intercontinental Championship match. It's a shame that one of the best matches of the year probably is going to be forgotten about because it was on one of the shittiest pay-per-views that WWE has done in quite some time. Apart from that, we're moving on into Money in the Bank territory. They're doing the again, co-branded, so there's going to be a men's Money in the Bank and a women's Money in the Bank, and they're going to be superstars from both brands. I got to assume that the men's Money in the Bank is going to end up with somebody on SmackDown because there's never anybody fucking there for the Raw men to cash in on, because fuck you, Brock Lesnar, and the Universal Championship that is meaningless at this point. So I got to imagine they're going to give it to maybe The Miz or maybe Rusev Day. I hope they give it to The Miz because I think he had a great match there. I'd love to see him win the belt off of Styles and then set up a match and the payoff of the Daniel Bryan Miz feud. I'd love to see that done for the WWE Championship, maybe at SummerSlam. So those are my hopes on that side of things. On the women's side of things, so I imagine they'll put that over on Raw. Maybe Little Miss Bliss will have kind of the briefcase for a while. I think she could have a lot of fun with it. And then there's also rumors that there's going to be a tag team Money in the Bank match, which is exciting. I imagine if there is, I'm predicting that that'll go to Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, because I think they're being set up for a nice little heel run. You can have Dolph have the Money in the Bank briefcase again. I think he's done some good stuff with it in the past. So yeah, if they end up going with a tag team Money in the Bank, I think that'll be a fun match. But B, I think they'll give that over to Raw as well. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Again, Backlash was just abysmal. Apart from that great opening match, and yeah, and then we're in Money in the Bank realm. So I look forward to that. Ladder matches are always a good time. Yeah, let me know what you thought about Backlash. If you, against all odds, liked it in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.